Actually, there is a secret,
Hmm.
When you don't allow anyone to rob your smile, you are the winner.
This is a punchline.
It was just a patriotic feeling.
Hmm.
Wanted to serve the government of India
Okay.
and serve only in India.
What is your leadership philosophy?
See, I believe in only one thing.
Hmm.
Nobody will work for your success. All the CIOs are worried, particularly in
Yes.
healthcare area,
Right.
because healthcare information is much more precious than your money in the bank.
Data privacy is the talk of town nowadays, right?
Right.
Now, how do you see innovation in your organization and the responsibility to protect that data? Because the moment you become innovation, many times vulnerability also comes in. So how do you balance this?
In the meantime, capturing the vitals also. So there are products. Patient is lying, there is a bed sheet, there is a product called dozy. I'm not supposed to take names, but here we are using it in every nook and corner of life. And this is a real danger. I think we as a community should be very careful where to draw the line. So decision making has to be human.
We are having Mr. JP Dwivedi, CIO, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, welcoming him our new series which is focusing on healthcare digital innovators. Hello, Mr. Dwivedi. How are you?
Hello, Anjali. Very well. Thank you. And thank you for calling me here.
So, first of all, I'm very thankful to you because this series is mainly focused on healthcare, and I'm very thankful to you that you take out the time and join us.
Pleasure.
So, I really want to know about your journey first, the key milestone, how it helps you to grow in your career, all those things.
So I graduated in 1988 as Masters of Computer Applications from Motilal Nehru Engineering College. It is called MNIT now. And my first organization was ITI Limited, Mankapur. So I thought I'll retire from here. But then, after serving 7.5 years in different capacities, I suddenly found that the company went in losses in 95. And I thought I should not be sitting in a sinking ship for my entire career. So I decided to switch, but I was very sure that I want to work only in a government organization. So I joined Indian Railways, Center for Railway Information Systems, CRIS, in 95.
So, is there any specific reason for government organization?
It was just a patriotic feeling.
Hmm.
Wanted to serve the government of India
Okay.
and serve only in India. But then both my promises broke later on, I'll tell you. So after serving a year, I could see that the salary was not sufficient to cover my month's expenses. So then I lowered the bar a little bit and I thought, okay, I can join a Indian MNC. So
Okay.
HCL was coming up with a joint venture with Pero Systems, and I joined them. And then that company became from HCL Pero Systems to Dell. I served this company for about 15 years.
Okay.
Before joining Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute as CIO. And then since March 2011, I am working here. So there are different milestones in career journey. But to be brief, I have been serving long wherever I have gone.
I like your smile a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, so I really want to know that you actually face your all challenges with your smile. मतलब आप हंसते हंसते सारे challenges face कर लेते हो और उससे overcome कैसे करते हो?
Actually, there is a secret, When you don't allow anyone to rob your smile, you are the winner.
This is a punchline. Okay, and during this journey, who is your inspiration? Who inspires you? Every career, there is someone who actually give you the inspiration.
See, professionally, inspirations kept changing. As you meet more and more people in the career, you see people succeeding, and you are fascinated by the heights that they have scaled. So there are many people in my life who really inspired me. Starting from ITI itself, my first organization, I had three bosses that I was really inspired by. One was the head of the department, Mr. Kotwal, very dynamic, very active, go-getter, very impatient. But then, of course, he enjoyed a lot of respect in the organization. But just below him was the real head of the IT, EDP, Mr. Singh. He was ex CMC. He was very process oriented, believed in motivating people, carrying people along, conflict resolution, positive attitude. Very impressed with his style of management. And there was Mr. Mehta, who was hard taskmaster, but very competent technically. So I wanted to become like all of them.
Okay.
But then in 95, when I came to Chris, so there was Mr. Sankar Ghosh, again very tough taskmaster, but very bright, brilliant, very articulate, and like a typical Bengali leader, he demanded a lot of work and was very happy when he saw the dedication which was there with God's grace. After that, I came to HCL Payroll Systems, and then my first boss was an American there. So I was straight sent to Nottingham, and I'm still his lifetime friend. Brian Bowman. He was again a very fine human being. Then coming back to India, I worked with many people, particularly Mr. Vijay Kumar, who was again the account manager there in the England. East Midlands Electricity was our account. And coming back to here, when I delivered fixed price projects, many people I met. But most impressed I was with Pankaj Vash, who was senior vice president, and I have worked with him, I think, to the maximum in my tenure with Payroll Systems. Then joined Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute. So after joining Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, very first person that came very inspiring to me was Mr. Rakesh Chopra, our chairman. So dynamic, so aggressive, so go-getter. And his energy was really awe-inspiring. And again, my boss, Mr. Negi, is actually a bureaucrat, retired bureaucrat, and I learned a lot of soft skills from him. Medical director, Dr. Diwan, super fine human being, like angelic touch. Then the next medical director, Dr. Sudhir Rawal, again go-getter, hard taskmaster. So I'm impressed with all of them and many of them.
Okay. What is your leadership philosophy?
See, I believe in only one thing. Nobody will work for your success. So define the success of people who are working with you. Make them responsible, make them accountable, but let everybody know that this particular task belongs to this person. And just facilitate, enable, but of course, you have to keep two tools with you always. One is communication and other is review.
And what is your fitness mantra?
My fitness mantra, I give 99% credit to my parents for giving me healthy genes. Only 1% I can claim, and that too I give to my guru, who is teaching me meditation.
So you don't do basically any exercise? I'm sure you do.
Very little. I just walk from office to home, and in the evening I go for an evening stroll with my wife. That is very relaxing, unwinding, and a light exercise as well.
On that note, I'm ending basically the journey segment and leadership segment. And over here, Mr. Mehta, MD and CEO of SNS, will take it forward. Over to you, Mr. Mehta. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Anjali.
So, Mr. Dwivedi, welcome to this DTM talk show. It's a privilege to have a chit chat with you. Let's
Thank
make
you,
it.
Mehta sir. Pleasure coming here, talking to you after some time.
Of course. Thank you so much. It's always a privilege to talk to you. So, Dwivedi, 3 decades of services you have done in IT area, both in India and abroad. So, what are some of the current cybersecurity challenges which you see which organizations are facing? We are in cybersecurity industry, so I will just like to know what are the main cybersecurity threats which you see for healthcare industry.
Actually, Mehta sir, this is a great question. All the CIOs are worried, particularly
Yes.
in healthcare area,
Right.
because healthcare information is much more precious than your money in the bank.
That's a wonderful statement.
Because if your bank is somehow hacked,
Mm-hmm.
the hacker can take only that amount which is there deposited in your
Right.
account,
Right.
and this can be replenished. But your health condition, once being known to somebody who should not know,
Mm-hmm.
can take a lot of undue advantage of.
Correct.
And this is something that is fixed. So you cannot undo that.
Wonderful.
And that is the risk. So people are far more aggressively behind health information. And if you see the statistics,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the attacks on healthcare information are actually much more ferocious than the attacks on the financial data itself.
Finance was number one. Now healthcare has
Now,
taken over. Right.
correct.
That's
So we obviously are worried. And from CIO's point of view, the worry is both ways. So there is a problem of the cybersecurity threats and vulnerabilities. And then there is a problem of the plenty also. So there are suppliers all around. They want to bombard the CIOs with their products.
Mm-hmm.
We have difficulty in defining the boundaries, which product will cover how many aspects,
Mm-hmm.
whether we are really doing underspending, overspending, under provisioning, over provisioning, whether everything is covered, all the domains are covered.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are frameworks, there are structures that define, that help us. But then again, it is a stressful situation to be in.
Understand. So, how do you see the current security landscape in India compared to the global landscape? And are there some technological advancement which are reshaping the healthcare sector? And would you like to throw some
In
light on
the
that?
healthcare sector particularly, I have seen massive change in past 3 years.
Okay.
Now people are very much aware of the challenges. They are also aware of the basic hygiene factors.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going for something like ISO 27000 certification,
Yes.
some ISO 22301 business
Correct.
continuity certification,
Mm-hmm.
and similar other certifications. Government is also playing a very active role,
Mm-hmm.
like NABS digital health standards. So all these frameworks are helping us,
Mm-hmm.
giving structure
Okay.
and approach to
Right.
the overall solution. So we are also taking up the same path. We just cleared the digital health standards gold certification.
Right.
We are also undergoing ISO 27000 certification, and we created a framework even before certification attempt also.
Mm-hmm.
At least top 9 projects we covered to clear the basic hygiene.
Right.
So that includes firewall, establishing the security operations center, replacing our antivirus with the EDR, and replacing putting the web access firewall in place, putting network access control in place,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that.
Great. So, sir, as you rightly said, patient's data today, if we can term it, is a gold mine today for hackers. Whereas data privacy is the talk of town nowadays, right?
Right.
Now, how do you see innovation in your organization and the responsibility to protect their data? Because the moment you become innovation, many times vulnerability also come in. So how do you balance this?
Yeah, so vulnerability comes two ways. One is through this bringing out change, and the second is that generally there are partners who help in innovation, and then there is a data transfer involved.
Correct.
So when data transfer is happening, you are subject to some vulnerability of that data being leaked.
Right.
So there are two tools that you use to protect the data from these situations.
Right.
One is having encryption. So data encryption at rest and data encryption in transit.
Of course.
And the second is anonymization. So when you are sharing the data for even the analytics purposes, research purposes, anonymize it and make sure that any personally identifiable information is not being passed. So the impact gets very significantly reduced.
Great. That's good. So with so many emerging technologies nowadays, which trends you think will reshape the healthcare industry, say in 2025 and beyond?
In security or in general, you say?
We like to talk about the security because we are from cybersecurity industry.
Right.
But if you feel something is important beyond cybersecurity, you can always mention it.
So obviously, I'll come to security.
Correct.
I think now it is very important that once hospital has implemented electronic health record, data is available in electronic form. Now we want to get some insights from the data. We want to create clinical decision support system.
Right.
Now having AI at our door, we want to use it for the diagnostics, for the throughput improvement, for a lot of other areas, having business intelligence in place. So these are the trends that people are following.
Correct.
Right. Now, as the data has become electronic, the vulnerability has increased manifold. Because earlier when data was in a paper file and that was inside a vault, you just need to protect that file and make sure that file movement is tracked and you are done. Now 1,000 copies could be created and click of a button. Of course, data is available in a data store and any vulnerability can really be very expensive. So the security challenges have increased manifold.
Right. So you also talked about AI and machine learning. I also want to understand, for the benefit of our viewers, how this AI and machine language, which is coming to all the industry, but specifically in healthcare, how is it changing the life of patients in terms of diagnosis, in terms of maybe cost saving or better treatment, something like that, if you can throw the light?
So start with the call center. When patient tries to call a hospital, the hospital has several agents.
Correct.
Now you put a bot. Bot is AI enabled. Bot will listen first. If the question is a known question, bot will answer, the patient will not even know
Immediately,
that he or she is talking to a bot. Now saving the face time of an agent. So agent can answer more advanced level of talks. Bot can even book the appointment for you. Now coming to once you have the appointment and then online appointment is available. Patient has the app, the hospital's app on mobile. Patient can book the appointment himself or herself. Can make the payment also from home. Can upload certain reports also if some diagnostic tests have gone. And then patient reaches the hospital, doctor is already aware of the condition of the reports, previous results, etc. Now AI will help the doctor in diagnosing also. in two ways. One is that, when certain symptoms are being discussed, clinical diagnosis pops up. Second is when patient goes for radiology and pathology, AI is assisting there also.
Okay.
And
Okay.
mainly AI is used today in triaging. So by triaging, I mean AI has matured to the level that it will give zero false negative. So when
That's
AI
interesting.
says that this particular image is free of any
Okay.
malignancy, then the pathologist or radiologist can be sure that this particular image I need not waste time on, and that is clear normal. When AI says, I want you to look at it, then and AI will clearly say, this is the clear malignant case and this is the boundary value case. So the boundary value cases could be looked at more thoroughly. And then, of course, positive cases are seen by the doctors. So in diagnosis, AI is helping. Now, AI is helping in many other ways, like generative AI. So it is generating the discharge summary itself after the stay is over. In the meantime, capturing the vitals also. So there are products. Patient is lying, there is a bed sheet. There is a product called Dozy. I'm not supposed to take names, but here we are using it. And that thin sheet beneath uh, the mattress will capture your vitals.
Wow.
And it will find out, the AI running underneath will find out there is some unusual pattern, and then it will create an alarm, and nurse can run and save the life of the patient.
Super.
So AI is being used in various types and forms.
So Dwivedi, when we were young and we were going to doctors, we used to see doctor just stethoscope. He will have the touch and feel, pulse test kiya, just here, and he used to diagnose.
Right.
So are we today losing that human touch and we are fully dependent on AI now?
See, these are the tools. Now you can just imagine, we used to memorize all those pahadas, when we
Yes.
were children,
Yeah,
right? Now there is calculator.
Okay.
So people have forgot, making those gunabhag
Correct.
through, pen and paper. Now everybody is so dependent on calculator. You may not remember the phone number of your wife because it is
Actually, I
stored
don't
in,
remember the phone number.
it is stored in mobile. So those vulnerabilities are there, but those are increasing productivity. We can do things much faster. And touch and feel is still happening in medical profession. So it has not gone anywhere. The pathological aids, radiological aids are helping doctor confirming the gut feel.
Sure, super. Somewhere I read AI can be a good co-pilot, but never make it the main pilot. That will be dangerous. I think the same thing you are trying to put in here.
In every nook and corner of life, and this is the real danger. I think we as a community should be very careful where to draw the line.
Absolutely.
Decision making has to be human.
Wonderful talking to you, Dwivedi. And before we move to next section, I would like to just brief about the next section is knowing Mr. Dwivedi as a person. थोड़ा पर्सनल क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे if you don't mind.
Sure.
And these are rapid fire questions. In the sense you can answer in about 10-15 seconds maximum. Short, crisp, to the point. Okay. Can we start it?
Yeah, please.
Good. So my first question to you is, all this professional career which you have 3 decades plus, or in the personal life, what is the best piece of advice you have received?
See, I cannot recount on any one particular advice.
Okay.
There have been different advices at different
That
times.
everyone has, but will it be possible for you to shortlist one single advice?
I think one advice that I distinctly remember is that it is not always helpful to be absolutely clear.
Wow.
So, gaze where you have to be absolutely clear and where you have to be ambiguous.
Okay. Great. And since you are a technology person, may I ask, what is that one piece of technology you can't live without it on daily basis?
It's obvious, mobile phone.
I think it has entered into our life like one of our integral parts, like a bone
Yes,
system, right?
yes, of
Okay,
course.
great. So mobile phone, good. And Dwivedi, you are a technology leader. Now, given a chance, if you get a second chance, I will say, would you like to again become the same technology leader, or you have something else in mind which you would have done?
Had I not been in IT,
Right.
I would have been a professor or lecturer of Sanskrit or Hindi.
Oh,
And I would
Sanskrit
have
and maybe
loved
no
that.
way connected to the technology. Wow.
Yes, but destiny has brought me here, but I'm enjoying here also.
Enjoying that, good. So, Dwivedi, whatever I have seen a couple of years back, still you look same young, same charming. Today we are talking at the end of the
Thank
day,
you.
quite late in the thing. Still I see you say fresh. So, after a hectic day, we like to know how Mr. Dwivedi rewinds or
So I
makes you so fresh.
follow heartfulness meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Morning meditation and evening cleaning
Mm-hmm.
helps me unwinding. So when I come back from office, just sit for about 20 minutes and clean all the impressions that I have gathered
Mm-hmm.
during the course of the day, and I rejuvenate.
Wow, that's
Then
good.
of course
Interesting.
go for a walk and stroll and everything. But this is the secret.
Secret of your shining face, what we see. Great, nice to know. And one last question: being in cybersecurity profession, as such, personally to me also it has happened that it sips into personal lives. Right, many times cybersecurity comes into personal life. I want to ask you: does this cybersecurity profession sip in your personal life as well? Example I will give you. For example, your wife is asking for ATM card with PIN number, or want to see her mobile phone for some reason. Would you give without hesitation, or some thought of cybersecurity will come into mind?
See, wife is one person with whom there is nothing hidden.
So rule says
So
allow any, right? Is that way?
for wife, it is exception. But of course, since my wife would not want me to see and know her ATM pin and everything, she will not ask me.
That's interesting. I think political answer I will say. Hope your wife doesn't hear this, but then it was interesting knowing about it. Thank you so much, Dwivedi Sahib. It was as wonderful talking as I spoke to you a couple of years back. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you,
out
Mehta
time
sir.
and giving this thing. We wish you all the best and look forward to meeting you once again in the next episode.
Sure, and I am equally pleased, Mehta sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.